Hello, YouTubers, diecast collectors. It is me, the J-Man63. Today, I have a little bit of a haul video for you guys if you saw the post earlier. Plus, we have one special piece. This is very, very, very cool. We're going to unbox this after we get done making the video. So, let's start off. There's a lot of special pieces in this video. There's a lot of cool stuff to go over. So we're going to have to start. Let's start with this guy. Mercedes CLK DTM. Pretty cool, the C-Class DTM touring car. Need the CLK GTR out of this series, but pretty darn sweet. Dope little model. German engineering at its finest. Pretty sweet. I like this car culture. Interested in getting a few out of the series. Maybe the AMG and the Audi. Interested in these three. Not so much the other two, but pretty cool release nonetheless. Alright. So now let's crank on. It's hard to choose because we have a few green lights. So let's start with those. So got the GMC Vandira in blue. This one's pretty cool. It's kind of done up like your typical custom, like your 70s shaggin' type wagon, or yeah, your 80s shaggin' wagon, I should say, since it's from the 83s. Kind of different, kind of cool. The old Vanner type stuff. Definitely something I've gotten more into over the years. All in all, pretty nice model as usual from Greenlight. Hobby exclusive. Actually, I got a few things off Diecast Direct, and I can't really decipher which ones and, go over the detail. But anyway. Alright, so let's go on to this one here. First time this has been a gasser, the Acadian Canso, the Sport Deluxe, it's a gasser, Canadian gasser, pretty cool. Got some nice detailing for what this is. I personally love these M2 gassers. Every time they release a new one, it's just like hard to decide what my favorites have been out of all these series. Pretty cool model, honestly. I really like this. Pretty cool. Alright, so moving on here. I got the Thelma Louise Thunderbird from Greenlight Hollywood. Yes, Greenlight Hollywood. Been a long time running series that Greenlight does, and they always do such decent jobs on these models. Man, I love the Greenlight Hollywood series. Very cool pieces. Alright, so we've kind of done the center here. Let's start moving on to, we'll move a level up. Mini GT. Finally got some of these. For what the company is and how big they've gotten, you really got to respect Mini GT and how they do such a nice casting, how they do such good details. I mean, yeah, $12 might seem, $12 or $15 may seem like a bit, but for something like this that's just so true to scale. This is the TRD Supra in the Renaissance Red. And I love the color red. As y'all know, I'm a sucker for redheads, so this is a very cool model here. Just super well done. I could gawk over these things all day. Alright, so here is the Bentley Continental GT3. Yeah, I picked up a few of these things. I had to, go all in on some of these. Very cool. I could spend forever talking about seeing pictures of these, how well detailed these are. This big old wing on the back, just such good detailing from just an amazing company for sure. Whoa. Just beautiful model, absolutely amazing. I always love their stuff. Alright, so moving on, here is the Zonda. Again, I just don't know what to say. Separate exhausts, a lot of separate pieces that are involved in making one of these things. I can only imagine how much craftsmanship is just put into a 1/64th. This is like auto art just for like 1/64 scale collectors, and it's just amazing. Just Can't get over these. I absolutely can't. Just amazing stuff. Planning to order more of these eventually, definitely for sure. Alright, next up, I have the S2000 here, Club Racer. I know, and they're like, when does it end? It doesn't end. I got a good amount of these things. I'm very happy with my purchases. I even got the headlights and stuff. They just do such an amazing job on these models. I can't just... You just got to look at the pictures of these out of the box. I'm keeping these in the box, but you got to see the photos of what these look like in person or out of the box. It's amazing. Amazing details. Shelby, Carroll Shelby, God rest his soul, you know, very influential car guy in the hobby. It's a pretty amazing model there. And up here, pretty sweet, very fighter jet inspired, you know. Very cool Lambo, Fighter Works, Liberty Walk. Pretty darn sweet. I love this model. Huracan, very nicely done. Just a wild looking Lambo. Absolutely insane detail from these guys. Alright, so now we're done with the 164th. We're going to jump into a couple Lego sets here. So I put together this recently, the Lamborghini Countach. Pretty cool set. Absolutely amazing build. This was an amazing set to put together. Had a lot of cool techniques. And I might show off all my speed champions and review them for you guys, and depending on if you want a review or not. But this is pretty cool here. Like this model a lot. And then we'll move on. I got the Boba Fett helmet, but that one was a pretty interesting build. So that was a fun thing to put together. Alright, almost done, and we're going to have our unboxing of this here guy over here in a minute. And if you've seen the review, this is starting to gain some popularity. Got the Colonel Square Body. Now, the only thing that bothers me is just how this has two separate exhaust systems on it. But otherwise, it's a pretty cool truck. I like it. You know, I said about an 8, but it's in a really nice model. I said about 8, scale of 1 to 10, but I think M2 did, you know, as I said, a good job. All right. So that's everything there. I was going to say, I don't think the back of the box has very much. I think it's just got the box art. Alright guys, well, this is a very special piece. It's a greenlight. Got my little tool here. Gonna whip out the old unboxing knife. I've got my address scratched out, so I don't want y'all seeing that. So, if you guys can guess what this is, it's a very sought after piece. It's a very big part of car culture, and it's a very cool little 1/64. So now for the mail call. Just want to be careful not to damage anything. Alright. It's in a very thin packaging. Hang on a second. Alright, there we go. Alright, see if I can rip it open now. There we go. I didn't want to dig into the blister card. Alright guys. Now, if you don't know what this is, just by looking at the art, you know I order special pieces in my collection. And I'm ready to see this thing finally in person. California Lowrider. Alright. Dum 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 dum. Alright. That's enough of the dramatics. Ooh. Yeah. I'm just getting shaky looking at this thing. It's just so beautiful. Haven't had the chance to see one of these in person. A little backstory about this car. I managed to get a store credit because there was a piece that had popped off Colonel's square body when I ordered it, sorry, but this was a piece that had popped off. Now, if you don't know the history of this particular car here, the Gypsy Rose, pause this video. I highly recommend going to look at a few documentaries, watching one of Jay Leno's vids or something like that. This is a very, very uber famous car in lowriding culture. And the paint job on this thing, or well, I think they do decals. I'm fairly certain this is all decals, but they just did such an amazing job with this little guy. Oh, man. Jesse Valadez of the Imperials Car Club, which was the originator of this car. Now, I have a feeling that this is going to be something that's going to get, I would think very sought after, for sure. I don't think this is going to be a piece that you'll be able to get for below like $25 or, $35. I mean, if anything, the market could go anywhere with this unless Greenlight maybe keeps making these. But then again, the market could fluctuate on this as the supply goes up. We really don't know. The interior is not exactly like the actual car. But man, I'm holding this in my hand for the first time and just being able to look at this, and it's such a beautiful casting, just the way they've done everything. I'm not going to unbox this, of course, because I'm definitely a card keeper, but my God, this is beautiful. There's a slight bit of deformation on the blister, which that doesn't bother me too much because that's going to happen with sealing these things. But it's just super cool. This is the only California lowrider I was interested in out of this series. But man, what a piece to have. If you're going to have this set, well, let's be honest, this is the essential piece of the whole kit and caboodle. So if you're going to have the set, or if you're just going to have one, why not just get this one, like, for real? If you want famous cars, this was pretty much the one that started lowriding, and it's pretty amazing, the way they've even got that one bright rose in the center. Just the way they've done all of this is just so amazing. Now, people want to say, well, why didn't you get the RLC one? That's a lot of money, and it was a lot of hype that was behind that car. And I personally like this being more accurate with all of its details. That's just how I roll. It's just a very nicely done piece. I just can't gush over this thing enough. And I know I'm going to for a little while after this video, but it's just so beautiful. I can't say enough about Greenlight and how much of an attention to detail these guys have, but God, this is such a beautiful casting. Alright, sorry. I'll stop. But anyway, that's all I have to say. That is my haul video. And guys, if you're continuing to be fans of the channel, remember to, as always, make sure you keep checking out everything I do on here. Oh, I got a little mess right here. Make sure you keep checking out everything I do on here. Support the channel. Let's get those watch hours through where we need to. Let's rocket through the roof here. So it's hard to break through the algorithm now, unfortunately. So guys, just remember to keep checking the channel. Alright, well, that's everything I have for today. And remember, if it has to do with diecast, it has to be the J-Man 6'3". Alright, you guys have a good one. Keep it real. And I'll see you later. Bye.